Okay, today is Friday. We ended up taking a trade. We ended up getting stopped out on our we ended up getting stopped at a break even on our second runner, right? So we took our first TP and then we ended up leaving one more take profit. We let that runner run and we ended up getting edged by like a point and price ended up reversing, stopping that at a break even. We still made profit on the day. We still made $53 per account. We were up at $150, I think, per account at one point, but we were targeting $170 per account. I was going for a 1 to 1.8 risk to reward. And again, the market didn't want to do what we wanted to do today, and that's totally okay. That's why we took our partial and we let that other trade run. And we're focused on long-term growth, right? Some people are going to say that's stupid. Some people are going to say it's smart. I don't care what you guys got to say. At the end of the day, I'm going off of my data. Again, if you're a really good trader and stuff like that, I do care what you have to say. I'm not saying I don't care what anybody has to say, right? There's going to be people who are way better than me out there, and I would like to take advice from, but it's always the people that say something that are just, it gets annoying after a little while. But regardless of that, what I'm trying to say is I'm focusing on the long-term growth. I'm focusing on trying to trust my plan. I'm focusing on trying to overall trust my system, do the right thing, stay consistent, and overall be patient, and more opportunities are going to play out in the future, right? And that's what's going to be making these accounts grow more and more over time, because again, when those 1 to 2 risk to rewards hit, when those 1 to 5s hit, when those 1 to 8s hit, when those 1 to 3s hit, that's going to be what boosts my account up. Like, again, if we hit a 1 to 3 or a 1 to 2, a 1 to 2, I could take 2 losses and I'll be at break even, right? But again, when those trades start to hit and my runners start to run, I'm trusting my system, I'm confident in my trades, and the market just stops me at a break even, part of trading. But again, we're going to keep focusing on our system. I'm not going to shy away of doing what I'm doing. I like the trade today. I like the overall bias. I like everything we ended up doing. We followed our rules. We stuck to our plan. We let the trade run. Just didn't hit. That's part of trading. All right, so let's dive into the trade. You can see here's my trade Zella right now. This is December. This is how the week went. We ended up 2.1K on the week still. So again, it was still a winning week. But let's go over the trade. We took this trade on Nasdaq. So coming into market open, right, we could see we're bullish on the higher time frame, right? You could see that we're in an uptrend on the 4-hour. Same thing over here on ES. You can see we're in an uptrend on the 4-hour, right? We ended up forming a 4-hour bullish SMT, as you can see right here. Not SMT. Holy crap. We ended up forming a 4-hour fair value gap right here, as you can see. I was keeping an eye on that. Wanted to see if we were going to react off of that, off of market open, or we were going to inverse it and continue down and take out these draws and liquidity down below. Also, what I was paying attention to is if we look at pre-market on the 1-hour time frame, we could see we came down and we swept out these hourly lows around 8 a.m., right? Pre-market. So pre-market open. What I wanted to see is if we were going to come into this 4-hour, sweep out this hourly draw and liquidity, and target our draws and liquidity up above, right? We had this London session high above that got hit. We had this 4-hour high, and when these two relative equal 4-hour highs above that I really thought were going to get hit, this hourly order block also. But again, I really thought all these draws were going to get taken. My main draw I wanted to see it taken was this one right here. But I really thought all these were going to get taken today, but they just didn't. I was just wrong, and that's part of trading. So as we can see, we'll fast forward. We'll go to the 5-minute time frame. I had my draws and liquidity and everything. My job now was just to be patient, sit on my hands, and see what the market wanted to do. We could see that market opens up. One more side thing. We had news at 10 a.m. also today. We had news at 10 a.m., right? We had 3 red folder news dropping, and I wanted to wait for news for 10 a.m. We had inflation expectations, consumer sentiment, and price index. We were paying attention to this. We wanted to wait for news drop. That's why I didn't take any trades until 10 a.m. So as we can see, we get a huge move up. We end up forming a 15-minute bullish fair value gap, and we end up inversing this 15-minute bearish fair value gap, this 15-minute bearish fair value gap. When we inverse both of those 15-minute bearish fair value gaps, I was like, all right, guys, we're probably going to be bullish for the day. I want to see price continue up. It's matching my overall bias. Let's see what happens. So we're on the 5-minute time frame. We want to see a 5-minute retrace. We get our 5-minute retrace. The reason why I didn't take this trade right here, guys, is because again, we had a 5-minute bullish fair value gap. We could have taken a trade here, but I wanted to wait for news, right? We could have taken it off the break of structure and the inverse fair value gap. I marked it out on the live stream. We just didn't end up taking it because this was around 9:49, 10 minutes till news drop. I wanted to wait. We'll X this one back out. We could see we waited patiently. We ended up coming up, taking out London session highs. I unmarked those. We didn't get a reaction off of it. And then we could see we end up forming another 5-minute bullish fair value gap. So what I did, I ended up scaling down to the 1-minute time frame on both indexes. And we could see I scaled down on both indexes to the 1-minute time frame. And as you can end up seeing, we ended up forming a 1-minute bullish SMT. So we ended up forming a 1-minute bullish SMT, forming a low and a lower low on Nasdaq. And then we ended up forming a low and a higher low on ES. One confirmation, right? I have a 5-minute bullish fair value gap. I wanted to see one more confirmation. I didn't enter off of that yet. We end up coming up. We end up forming a 1-minute bullish fair value gap. I wanted to see a bullish reaction out of it. Bang. First entry. First entry, putting my stop loss below this candle's wick, below this fair value gap, because I thought, hey, if we're going to inverse this fair value gap, we'll probably come down, take out these lows, and maybe continue lower, because we have a 15-minute bearish fair value gap down below. We could come fill that out. So I was fine with this stop loss, risking 27 points on this trade. So as you can see, this was my entry. We held the trade. Once we hit this 4-hour high, I wanted to cut price to break even, but we ended up forming this 1-minute bullish fair value gap. So so I just held it. I held my stop loss right now. We ended up coming up and we were just holding the trade. We ended up taking our first take profit here for around a 1-to-1, right? This is where I was comfortable to take my first take profit. And then I wanted to let the trade completely run after we took full first take profit, so I put my stop loss to break even. But I wanted the trade to completely run to this 4-hour high above. Me personally, this was already a 1-to-8 risk to reward and a 56-point trade. I was fine with that to end the day on Friday like that, end the week like that, because again, it would have been $170 per account. That's plenty for me. I think I was risking around 120 or something like that per account. We would have made a good amount of money on this trade. We would have made like 3 point something K on this trade if it would have hit. So I decided to manually put my own limit order a little bit down below this 4-hour high. Personally, I didn't think we had anything stopping us. If we look at the higher time frame, we have nothing on the 4-hour. We have nothing on the hourly, as you can see also, stopping us here. And again, I thought we could continue higher and take out this draw and this draw above. Didn't want to happen. One thing I did check out though is if we go to the 5-minute time frame, we could see that we did have a 5-minute high that I maybe could have taken my profit at, but again, shoulda, coulda, woulda. I went back and looked at that now, and we could see that if we mark out this 5-minute high, let's go back to where we were. As you can see, if we put our full take profit at this 5-minute high, we could have ended up hitting our full trade. But I just manually put this stop loss here a couple points below full TP, but as you can see, took our profit here, but we literally got edged and we ended up just holding this trade because again, I'm focusing on letting my trades run. Stop losses at break even, we come up a couple times and then schmack, we get stopped out at break even, literally getting edged by a point, which sucks. But again, it is what it is. You guys can go watch the whole live stream. It is posted on YouTube. You can see the P&L in it also, but again, probably should have marked out this 5-minute high. Didn't see it in hindsight. It would have been perfect. It would have been the perfect take profit level. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, right? I really wanted to see this 4-hour high get hit and this 4-hour high get hit, but we didn't end up doing that. I really thought this first 4-hour high was going to get hit regardless. I didn't see this 5-minute at first, and I manually just put my stop loss at like 6,950 or something like that, or 70, whatever it was. You could see in the video. And again, price ended up coming to there and dumping back down, hitting us at break even. So shoulda, coulda, woulda, is what it is. I really thought price was going to come up to this 4-hour high. It didn't. That's the overall trade today. That was my mindset on it. I liked the trade I took. I think it was a good continuation confluence setup. I waited patiently for my setup. I waited till after news. I didn't get all upset and stuff like that. Yeah, it stung a little bit after getting stopped at break even again, but that's part of trading. I end up going to the gym and forgetting about it at the end of the day. But regardless, I'm focusing on the slow growth and compounding over time. Yeah, it's taken me more time to do this stuff compared to the regular person, but again, I really think I'm doing this the right way because I'm risking the correct amount, in my opinion, to build these accounts up over time, and it's been working. It's been showing in my data, as you can see. You can literally see my data here, December, then we can go to November. You see November we made money. You can see October we made money. September was our losing month where we went on that 7-trade losing streak. We ended up making money in August, and we ended up losing money in July. But again, we've built up accounts. We started with 4 accounts, and then we built up to 20 till December because that was my overall long-term game plan. And now we're going to start compounding and slowly building over time and keep doing the right thing. So again, another winning week. We've had 5 winning weeks in a row, pretty sure. And yep, 5 winning weeks in a row. And again, we're just going to keep doing what we're doing every single day, slowly compounding, trusting our system, trusting our data, and focusing on the slow growth. And then it'll all snowball effect, in my opinion, in the future. Because again, I really truly believe that consistency and being patient and following your system and following your rules and doing the right things with your risk management, everything like that, and not focusing on trying to get profits as quick as possible and getting these payouts as quick as possible to prove something. I feel like the way I'm doing it is the correct way, and I'm just gonna stick with that based off of my data. My data showing that, and again, we'll just keep growing over time. We'll prove ourselves in the future. We'll see where we are a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now. Then you guys can believe me if you want in the future, I guess. So again, hopefully you guys learn a little bit from this. This was the trade I took today. It was a not break even. We took first take profit, second take profit didn't get smacked, but again, part of it. And yeah, we'll just keep moving forward every single day. All right, peace out.